Welcome to Make the Grade with the Success Doctor, Stephen Greene, where you'll discover actionable strategies to help your student to reach their academic goals, to excel at standardized testing, and to plan for the college admissions process painlessly. And now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Greene.
Steve Greene here, the Success Doctor. Welcome back, and we are part 2, back to school. Back to school part 2 at the Make the Grade podcast here. My goal always, give you actions you can use to maximize your education. So what are you going to do with back to school? I'm going to get back to basics today. I hope you got a pencil. Hope you got a pen. Whatever you're going to write with. We're going to get basic today. We're going to get nuts and bolts. I'm going to give you some things that you need to be doing. Day one when school starts, maybe even day -1, because you got to get ready before school starts. Now, little caveat here, this year might be a little bit different, okay? This year we are in the COVID world, okay? If you're listening to this in 2028, maybe this isn't the case, but a lot of people are going to be taking school at home this year. So I think some of these things are even more important than usual. They're always important. I'm going to get back to it. If you're looking at the video here, I'm holding up a copy of my book, Maximum Education. Yeah. Why? Because this book, and I'm very proud of this book is all about what I consider to be the 3 critical things every student must have to be able to maximize their education, hence the title. So let's get right into it. What are they? Number 1, you have to be able to manage your time. Must. Time management. I'm going to drill down on these. Number 2, you must be able to manage your information. Big. And number 3, daily success action plan. So time management, information management, daily success action plan. That's what this book is all about. Okay? Always has been, always will be. Everything that came from this book, including, to a degree, this podcast. So let me give you some actions you can take here for the next 4 or 5 minutes. This podcasts are always short. Number 1, time management. Okay, key. You must collect everything you need, plan it out, prioritize your time, and then stick to your system. I have taught thousands of students how to do this. And every one of them that uses it properly gets results. And it's a bold statement, I know that. But I am confident saying it because I've seen it happen. I've seen people that were very, very unorganized, really didn't have any system at all, and in days, not weeks, not months, they're getting there. You know what they say? They're happy. Yeah, because it works for them, and they're not working anymore, and they're not working any harder. They're just working a lot smarter because they're using their time efficiently. So the key, number 1, collect all the things you have to do. Well, that's not a time management thing. That's really an info management thing. But you have to have it. That's where it begins. Typically, this is your list of homework, your assignments, your quizzes, your tests, yada, yada. Okay? Number 1, from there, is you rank them in order of importance. Are there things that have to get done today or in the future? Tomorrow, next day, next week. Then you prioritize them. Then you do them. Okay? Key. Simple. Yeah, but powerful, very. Now let's talk about information management. I break this into basically 2 ways, okay? 2 ways. One is what you do during school, which I'm going to call note-taking, and what you do out of school, which I'm going to call outlining. Now, by the way, let me give you a little case study. I had a student I started working with in February. Okay, they were just struggling. Parent called me, got a bright student here, they work hard, they're just always getting lower grades on tests and quizzes than they think they should. Really strong on homework, when they basically have no limit, to a degree at least, on time, then they go in and take tests and they struggle. Why? What's going on? Help us. Yes. You know what the issue was in the end? It was really they were not using their time efficiently. They were able to get the work done on homework. Yeah, sometimes it was taking 3 hours to do 15 math problems. Very, very inefficient. So what I did was I set her up with a system. Okay, here's what we're going to do first, second, third, so on and so on. Not just today, not just tomorrow, but every single day. It took about 3 weeks, but everything improved across the board in every subject. Now, those of you who know what I do, I am mostly a math and science kind of executive function test prep guy. I'm not as big on English and history, although I really like them as topics, but I don't typically bring students in exclusively for them. Usually they're bundled in with other things. But anyway, her biggest improvement was in history. Why? Because of the information management. There was so much information. She was just plain overloaded. Didn't know what to do. Had too much information, couldn't manage it. What was important, what wasn't important, what was high priority, what was low priority. So I showed her a number of different ways to manage this, number of different ways to outline. Concept maps, radial maps, circular maps, skeleton maps, tree maps, concept maps, all kinds of maps, very visual. We made information visual. We also worked with audio. I had her on her phone speaking her notes into her phone. They were learning about Pearl Harbor, World War II, Cold War, that era, late 40s, 50s, eventually the 60s. She was a very good memorizer when she heard it and saw it at the same time. That was part of the discovery of what we did. Just reading it, pretty good. Just hearing it, pretty good, maybe a little bit better. But the combination, the synergy, super powerful. But it was because she was organized. So she had really good visual representation of her notes, her outlines, and she had really good auditory representation of the information. So information management, it can happen in a lot of ways. Again, this is about back to school today. Steve Greene with the Make the Grade podcast. Actions you can take to maximize your education. We're talking back to school. But what I want to do is give you systems that you can put into place from day one, but you got to practice them a little bit. Let's be honest. You're not going to jump in September 3rd or August 23rd or whatever day your school begins and be 100% with this immediately. So you're going to have to ramp up a little bit. You're going to practice a little bit. If you get with me, we work on it. The last piece, number 3, is putting it all together. The daily success action plan. Yeah, important, big, giant, super important. Because you could have all the time management you want. You can have all the information management you want. But if you don't do it consistently, and if you have listened to any of the podcasts in the last 6 months, you've heard the word consistency and consistently, often. Why? Because it's important, and it leads to success. The case study the girl I talked to you about, she did this every day. Did she enjoy it? Somewhat. Did she love it? No. But she knew it worked. She knew it got results. And that was all that mattered. So every day, 7 days a week, no days off, 0 days off, did the same thing. Managed her time, managed her information, put it all together in a cohesive plan, and the results were huge. Going from kind of like low B's to mid-high A's in about a month. Now, the only reason it took a month was because it took that long to have some tests to get the grades. The results, the foundations of the results are there even sooner. So let's bring it back around to back to school. You got a couple weeks, a month, whatever you got between now and when school starts. Start to get yourself organized. I talk a lot about the 5 structures. That's in one side. Now I'm talking about the 3 core daily activities, the Maximum Education system. If you're interested in Maximum Education, maximumeducation.net, still only $10. It is, I'm telling you, it is the best deal. And if you buy it and it doesn't help you, get back to me, I'll give you your money back. Guarantee it helps you. Tons of testimonials about it. Another thing I want to tell you about is the success community. I started this a while ago. 24/7 access, priority, everything. You go top of the line, front of the line with everything in the world to make the grade. You need help with academics, doesn't matter what subject, you can get help. You want to interact with other families, other students going through what you're going through. It's all there. Make the grade community. And one last thing. Save the date, September 10th. Make the Grade Back to School Virtual Summit. 6 really high caliber speakers. Well, 5, if you don't count me. But really good. I mean, across the board, all things back to school. And it doesn't matter, I got an older kid, younger kid. No, this will help parents at all age levels, with children at all age levels. And it's free. You're going to get so many takeaways, so many things you can use. Let me close out by talking about my case study. So the student I was talking about, made it through. All of a sudden, bang, school falls apart. Now it's virtual. But you know what? While all her friends were struggling, she was killing it. She was doing like an hour and a half. 4 hours of work they decided she was doing like an hour and a half. And that was the best testimony at all. You know what makes me feel good is when my students say, what you did, what you told me really helped me. And it wasn't just the grades. The grades were there. She got 4.0 the last quarter. But it was the confidence. It was the ability to handle what she had to do. She's going to be a senior now, 1 year away from college. Everything will help her there and beyond. This is what I want for you, my listening audience. Please share this. Please subscribe. Please let me get the word out. So the more families I can help, the more people that hear this, I think the more families and the more students I can help. Steve Greene, the Success Doctor. I appreciate you listening. I thank you for listening. I hope you're having a great week, great month. Hang in there, stay positive. We'll get out through the other side of this COVID thing. Virtual school, it has its upsides, has its challenges, but it has its advantages as well. Love to get your feedback. Love to get your take on what's going on. Hit me up on social media at Make the Grade Resource Community Success Community, or me. It's all there. All right. Just to close it out, maximum education. Number 1, time management. 2, information management. 3, daily success action plan. Make it happen for you. If you need help, get with me and I will help you. Steve Greene, Success Doctor. See you next time.
You've been listening to Make the Grade with the Success Doctor, Stephen Greene. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe. For more resources and support, please visit makethegrade.net.